All right, let's take a look at this playfield out in the sun, because I'm gonna go ahead and throw down some clear coat, I think, on it. Go ahead and get my first layer down. I'm hoping there's some crazing in these, in some of these inserts. Especially right here. Let's see if I can get a closer look at that here. No, wrong way. Yeah, see, and I'm not gonna go pull inserts out. That's the last thing I'm gonna do is that. I'm not pulling inserts, so unfortunately those may show through. I'm kind of hoping that the clear will hide it, since it'll have a layer of clear on top of having a layer of clear and then the overlay. I am concerned about the overlay in one sense. When you lay it down here and you shine the light through these inserts, the overlay, the black that covers the edges on the overlay, the light shines through it. And so I don't know how that's gonna look. So I don't know if I should put a layer of clear down, sand it, and then paint all the inserts around those edges. But man, I just don't paint good enough to really do that good. Because I'd have to paint it, lock in that paint, and then put the overlay on, and then that's more than I really want to do. So we may just do it in just the way it goes. So but I'm gonna go ahead and put a layer of clear here in just a second, and we're gonna get this thing sealed in, this wood sealed, and all these inserts sealed in here. So let's get that done. All right, blow it off and let's get to work. There, if you can read that. Sorry, the camera can't see if you can read it or not. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So we're going to be using. Round one. Round two, here we go. Number three, round number three. Here we go. All right, final coat. All right, let's take a look here. Take it over. I tried to copy what Elite Pinball, where he did an overlay. He said he ended up spraying extra around the inserts. So I went ahead and laid some extra down. But then from here, it's going to be a matter of just flattening this out without taking all the clear off, but taking it down where make sure everything's extremely level, because the next step after that will be placing the overlay. And actually these turned out pretty clear, but you can still see maybe, let me see if I can, let's see. I mean, that's at 5X, you can see the craze lines. Let's load up to 2X, 1. I'm sure when light's going through there, you're gonna be able to see it a little bit, but even these, I mean, these are pretty busted up, but we're not about to go pulling inserts and doing all that. That's way more than I wanna do. But yeah, so far so good. Now in a minute, because it's dry, I'm gonna put some towels down. I'm gonna flip it over, and I'm gonna go ahead and use the last bit of spray I have on that can to do the back side. Just one thin layer over the back, since I sanded it all down nicely. That way it'll kind of seal the wood on the underside of the playfield. So let me do that, and then this thing will be ready to sit aside for a day and just let it cure. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get the sanding done. What I need to do is I need to sand this flat, all that clear I put yesterday. Try to get in some of the light, you can kind of see it. And again, it's a windy, blustery, cold day here. But I want to at least get this ready for the decal, not the decal, the overlay. So let's just kind of look it over. Again, let's get close to some of these. In fact, we'll zoom in a little bit. You can see they're still going to be, unfortunately, the light's going to shine through, even with the overlay, and you're going to see all that cracking up. But again, it's just too much work to go pull all these decals off. I keep stuck on decals, these inserts off. And if I do, man, what a bunch of work to pull inserts out and redo them and everything else. I don't want to have to do all that. All right. Let's try that again now. Sorry, I was interrupted by the missus. Okay. Man, that wood looks nice though, doesn't it? All varnished up, so to speak, and everything. Awesome looking. So, yeah, we're just gonna take and get this thing flattened out. I don't want to go through the clear all the way, but I'm gonna flatten it and then I'm gonna polish it up to probably at least 400 grit, so that the cover of the insert looks smooth. But the whole thing needs to have some bite, so I can get the next layers or the overlay to stick, and then I can start putting the clear over that. So this is an important part here. So let me see if I can get this sanded properly. All right, I had the overlay in place. In fact, let me back up. Actually, last time we saw it, this thing was cleared and sanded. I went ahead and went back today and went back over all the inserts and started laying the inlay down and shining light underneath to see if everything covered properly. And what I found was, even though all these are pretty much right on the money, these aren't. This one was way off, and that's what first got me started. Was I wanted to paint around here to block it out, because otherwise the light was shining through, and when it did, it was like this didn't look very good. And I should have taken some video of that before I painted it, but we'll check it out in a minute. But you can see here, I put some tape down and I'm painting these areas where now the light won't shine through as good. On those spots, it'll give us a better look overall. As you can see, I didn't tape that one. That was the very first one I did. I thought I was gonna get away with just that one, but it didn't quite work. But this will be clean. Nobody will ever know the difference into here. By the time I get this overlay down and then clear coat over on top of that, you'll never see any of this stuff. It's gonna all be hidden and disappear. So I gotta get some light in here so that I can show how this looks from underneath. So let me get some light. Let me lay this down. I'm gonna go get a lamp, because I've been using my phone to actually look, for the light, but I obviously can't record and use it for the light. So let me get a light source. Now immediately after I painted this, I used the hair dryer to dry it. And I'll show you how and why. So let's get this down here. I use this Createx paint. I first learned that from Carrie Hardy, and so I've been using it ever since on all kinds of stuff. But here's my overlay down, and so now when I lay this down and then shine a light up from underneath, all the extra light that was shining from around the edges and through this black and yellow should now disappear. In fact, that's the one that first got my attention, because all the white on the right here, that black line was perfect. Okay, it didn't show through at all, but then you got over here and it showed through over here because it wasn't totally even. You know, I mean, like I say, these are all really centered over the inserts, but that one was not, and these up here were not. These two are really good. These are good. So I think once I shine through here and make sure they're right, I think I'm actually ready to put this thing down. So let me I did get a little wrinkle here that I didn't have, just ever so slightly. And I think once I lay it down, it'll disappear. And then once you clear it, you really won't see it, but that's my hope anyway. So let me find a light source and we'll check that out. All right, I've got the light set up here. So let me kind of, you can see that looks pretty good. But see almost right there how it bleeds through a little bit? It was bleeding through really bad over here and here, and I was able to paint underneath there and fix that. Obviously, even the lock's gonna bleed through, that letters are gonna bleed through a little, but I'm not about to try to touch those up. That'd be foolish. It'd never look right. And I'm gonna check those. Let me move my light over and we'll check these and see how these turned out. All right, I scooted it over. Let's lay this down. As you can see, I got a little too much paint here. I need to scrape some away. But see, even that has a little extra, but man, even that looks so much better than it did. It really was bleeding way through. Even here, you can still see a little of that bleeding through. But I don't think I'm gonna worry about that at this point. That's pretty close enough back there. And let's see, million there, it's hard to see. Let me try to move that over a little more here. Let's see, yeah. Okay, that one doesn't look too bad. I think that's gonna be okay. Got a little extra paint there I need to scrape off. Let's see if I can get the lock now there. Yeah, a little tiny bit of extra paint right there on the lock. But see, overall, that's all it takes to get this thing where it should look really nice, and then a good layer of clear, and I should be in the business. All right, I've got that first end down. Just going to show kind of what it looks like underneath it. I'm recording.
Ow. Sorry.
That's okay, baby.
Ever since my trusty shot.
No worries.
I've been waiting for this chance, and if you
This is amateur business, amateur hour.
Be back in camp with a covey of delicious
Watching MASH while I work on this.
Don't flush in my face.
So,
You're the one who missed twice. Missed.
Everybody else is sleeping.
Missed. You recall you.
So I'm gonna do this a little section at a time. I normally do bigger sections, but I'm by myself and I really want this to line up perfect. So I'm gonna do just a little at a time until I get all the way back here. So I'll revisit you in a minute when we see where we're at. All right, we're gonna take this overlay. I'm gonna go ahead and use this. Here it is, a Scotch-Brite pad, and we're gonna go ahead and get this thing scuffed and ready for clear. Because this weekend the weather's gonna be good here in Houston. I'm gonna clear this thing, and it's gonna take a lot of layers and a lot of really light layers to protect this, but I've got to scuff it to get the first layers of clear to hold. But I'm gonna do it real light. We don't wanna damage any of the artwork. And I'm gonna start down here where this is all hidden anyway from the game. You can't really see it when you're playing. So I'm gonna scuff here first to get a feel for how much to do it so I don't damage the art when I get down here to the real important stuff. So here we go. I'm gonna give it a start. Y'all come along for the ride. See from this angle, you can kind of see a little of the scuff. I'm not sure how this is supposed to play out now. When I first did that first little layer of clear on the shooter lane, I kind of cut the overlay right here, and I wasn't sure what to do, so I cut it over. But I'm gonna look and see how much this wood shows, and I'm probably gonna come back here and cut this overlay back, the clear part back more, and come down and over maybe. I don't know, I don't want to try to scalp that line because that's going to be too hard to cut unless it's just not seen at all, but I'm pretty sure you're going to see some of that. So I might even just leave it like that. I don't know. We'll kind of see how it goes. I'm going to clean that shear lane up some more before I actually shoot it. But yeah, this thing, I can see this is scuffed nice. This little gray Ultra, Scotch Brite Ultra, the light pads, I think they're called. What is it? Ultra fine pads. They, yeah, see, I was able to scuff that down and scrub it pretty good without ruining the decal. On the other one, I ruined a couple of the decals when I put some decals on the other Playfield because I used the stupid, those stupid red ones. I didn't realize the red ones were so heavily gritted. So yeah, it's like a 320. And so yeah, I tore those decals up trying to do it light. So this one, I'm glad to see how easy it was to do. So from now on, I'm going to start using this. Carmilla,
Leave my baby alone.
cat.
Leave my baby alone.
So I'm gonna start using those, and then hopefully it should work perfect. So next step on this thing is gonna be clear coating it. That's gonna start this weekend, and man, I'm excited to see how it turns out.